Are combing the remote mountains of North Carolina to deliver supplies and search for the missing. The highway's ragged edge shows the power and strength of flash flooding there. And now the University of Oklahoma is receiving $4.5 million for flooding research that could save lives and reduce property damage. Joining us is Dean Meyer, a researcher at the University of Oklahoma. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You have a lot of letters on your shirt there, and it stands for, it's very long, I have to read it, the Cooperative Institute for Severe and High Impact Weather Research and Operations. That's a mouthful, but what in simple terms do you all do?
Well, we cooperate with our federal partners at the National Severe Storms Lab at the National Weather Center in Norman, and we work on a system called the Multi-Radar Multi-Sensor System, and we generate precipitation rates for the United States. And that's something that Oklahoma can be proud to host.
Absolutely. Very cool. And the surprising speed of flash floodings that we saw in the mountains of North Carolina shows just how fast that flash flooding can happen. Is that something that this grant will go toward, the $4.5 million?
Yes. So that grant will go toward funding the infrastructure that we use to make our precipitation estimation predictions. And so we'll use that to improve what we look at for these flash flooding events.
And here's why we're looking at this full screen here, why flash flooding warnings are difficult. 3 reasons. Tell us about these.
Yeah, so it's difficult to estimate rainfall. One radar can only see so far. Its view gets blocked by trees and hills and things like that. And so at Multi-Radar Multi-Sensor, we put a bunch of radars together to give us a more complete picture of the whole storm. Okay,
and so some of this money also will go to a different kind of radar, right, that can actually spot it better, is that correct?
Well, at the Multi-Radar Multi-Radar system, we use the radars that we have currently in operations. So that research also happens at CIWRO with the new radars, but we focus on the precipitation estimates with the radars we currently have.
Right, the next generation water modeling of precipitation with the money from NOAA. So is that a new thing that's going to happen, or that's already in the works?
Well, we use our precipitation estimates to give to those modeling folks, and so we hand that off to them, and they use that as input for their models.
Okay, so we already get, on our phones, flash flooding alerts, which are awesome to have. How will this change those alerts? Will we get them faster, possibly, in the future?
Well, I would say that the Weather Service does an excellent job at notifying the public of flash flooding threats and issuing those warnings. We just provide the most accurate precipitation estimates that they can use to make their decisions.
You mentioned infrastructure a little bit earlier. So do you think that because climate change, like we're looking at this video right here, it's insane, but because of climate change intensifying flash floods, do you see a shift ahead in how we build roads and infrastructure and possibly even where we build them?
Well, at CIWRO, we don't study civil engineering, but we do try to make our precipitation estimates the most accurate so that we can develop that data set that could be used eventually by hydrologists and civil engineers to make their designs to handle extreme events like Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, and we are seeing all kinds of severe events, unfortunately, across the entire United States at times throughout the year. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate the work you're doing with OU as a researcher.
Thank you.